Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, BlizzCon Ticket Madness, and so much more as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. Everybody. That's what the dog says. From the CTR command post in Sacramento, California, today is May 7th, 2019, and it is now, 7:13 in the PM Pacific time. Thank you so much for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe, and hello, my name is Pat Krane. I am your host, and as always, the players are here. I'm going to start with from the Lagging Balls podcast, it's Thyst.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello.
It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you after a couple of weeks away.
And smell you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine you smell like a warm apple crisp.
I kind of feel like a warm apple crisp, so you're at least in the ballpark.
Yeah, I got you.
Also, from merely a setback and with a dog in the background, it's Sharku. Hello, Shark.
I'm so sorry. I come back for one show, and I ruined the entire intro.
No. You didn't. You didn't ruin anything.
What happened was Klaus, my other dog, was in the other room. I'd shut the door, and he wanted to be part of the show too.
Right.
So he was scratching. Bulbasaur heard him and started barking. Yeah. And it's just a big happy family here.
See, what had happened was,
but I was getting the feels and everything, man. I heard that intro music again. I'm like, because it's been a while.
It has been. It's been a minute. So welcome back,
really
man.
Has. I'm glad to be here. Hopefully, we'll be able to make more shows coming up. Real life.
Well, exactly. Real life stuff happens. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Twitch chat. Welcome back, you guys at home or in the car or at work or I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I don't want to suppose too much because then you start running into problems. When you start guessing what people are doing.
Well, you know what happens when you assume.
To the show. Yes, you do. Yes.
Yeah.
What is it, Pat?
You're wrong. No. So, gang. Now that we're all back after a couple of weeks, last week we kind of had off. I mean, I wanted to tell you guys about the BlizzCon ticket stuff, but now that the first round of BlizzCon tickets is over, what have you guys been up to? And Shark, let me start with you. What's been going on in games?
Man, it's been a lot since I've been here last. So much, honestly.
Are you still? No, you started up a Horde guild, right?
That's right. So the Asparagus Initiative has decided to take an indefinite hiatus. Just real life stuff. All of our officers were kind of getting burnt out of the game. It was, raid teams take breaks, and sometimes raid teams die. The Asparagus Initiative has died at least 3 times now. So it'll be back, I'm sure.
It dies all the time. It's fine.
In some way, shape, or form.
It comes. It's like zombie raid team at some. Really.
The asparagus lives on. I believe that this was the third iteration.
It's the White Walkers of raiding.
Right. Exactly. But yeah. And I've just been really itching to play Horde side. So after TAI dissolved, I was like, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it.
Yeah.
So I took my mage and I transferred him over to Wormrustic Horde, which is an RP server, which I've never played on before.
Right. And those guys are actually pretty big into it over there too.
It's one of the most active. There are 3 RP servers in the game that are still really active RP.
Right. It's Feather Moon, Wormrustic Horde, and I don't know. Is it
Moonguard.
Yes, Moonguard. It is Moonguard.
And I know everyone who they heard Moonguard, they went, ew. It's not all ERP. Okay, there's actually a really.
So all I heard was it's all ERP. That's all I heard.
There's a really awesome active RP community over there. Just avoid the Goldshire end.
Right.
If you avoid the Goldshire end, then you'll probably be safe. Or go straight for it. But yeah, so I started a guild over there. We're called Company of Fools.
Nice.
I'm the king of fools.
Nice.
But yeah, we're having a lot of fun. We haven't really gotten into raiding or anything yet, but we're looking to look. So if you're guildless and want a casual experience and maybe dabble with some RP stuff, because most of us in the guild have never done it before, but we're interested, to be a good place to start and not feel like overwhelmed or like you're doing something wrong.
You know what I did? You know what I did recently, and this is kind of building off of your Horde thing, right?
Yes.
So now what I did recently was I finally got the Kultiran allied race.
Okay, yeah.
And by the way, this applause is just for me, saying yes. Okay, you did it. Great.
It's not as easy as it might be for some people.
I mean, you have to get too exalted, and it just took me forever. And I was just like, oh god, you're killing me. But I got it, and now I'm like, okay, so now that I've got that, and I've got my Dirty Iron Dwarf, Doug. So now now that I have those two guys, now what I can do is I can switch my main over to Horde and get the Maghar and get the Zandalari.
Yes, you can.
So I still have to do I think the only thing you have to do is the war campaign, but all the rep changes over.
Yeah. Now Maghar, I don't remember exactly how it works.
That's for the honor bound. So it's the honor bound, and then on the alliance side, it's the 7th Legion or whatever.
Right. When I switched, because I had the same thing happen to me. When I switched Melon over, I had Kultirans and the Dark Iron Dwarves. When I switched, I just had Maghars.
Right.
Day one.
Right. I don't think you have to do anything for Maghar.
I think you just had to do zones, or I don't really know. But the Zandalari, you have to finish the war campaign, which takes a little while, and then you have to be exalted with the Zandalari. But if you have the
I already have the rep. So the rep is no big deal. So now I can switch over, grab those two other, because I mean, if you're gonna play the game, I mean, let's game the system at the same time. Right.
If it's, I mean, you're paying for it with real money. It's $30 to switch.
But would I rather pay money, or would I rather spend all that damn time it took me to grind reps? I have a 120, but he's only friendly with everybody.
Right.
I don't feel like doing that again.
No. I don't
want to do it again, Shark.
Unless you were doing it the whole time, I couldn't do it.
Yes.
You got to do it the whole time.
And Dravat says, as any good goblin should, time is money, friend. So make sure that you're spending it wisely. So then I was like going, oh, that'd be great. And then when I switch it back over, I could switch my druid, who is now a night elf, switch him to a Kultiran so that he could be a wicker druid.
Yes.
I mean, because then I would have the wicker druid, and then I would have the dino druid, because that's going to happen. That's going to happen at some point.
The dino druid sounds way better. I like the part where you're talking about going Horde.
Well,
that was the good part.
For a moment, yeah. I mean, you switch over to Horde, get the Maghar, get the Zandalari, get the dino druid, and then
Profit.
Have the Kultiran druid and the dino druid, both of them. I'd have all the new play sets. When you call them play sets, it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah. That doesn't sound good.
I don't know if I could pick and I know Horde and Alliance, I would probably pick Horde just because. And I don't know if a lot of people listen to the show that know me. I started on Horde a long time. I was on Horde before I moved over to the CTR Guild.
Okay.
So I've always
and before the CTR Guild, we were Horde as well. So
right, yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh man, I want to go back. I miss it, but those Kultiran, like the Druid form, I don't know how to pick my favorites. Now, if we're just looking at the different forms, if I said Boomkin, Zandalari's way better Boomkin form.
I think
do not like
they're
the cool
both.
Yes.
I think they're both kind of awful. But at the same time, you can.
Oh, you don't like the? It looks like the Arakoa, like before they got sick.
I don't really like them. But
I love it.
So when I said playsets, it totally reminded me of an old bit that we did on the show. Can I play Can I play a little bit for you?
Do it.
This was back in Warlords of Draenor, and here's just a little audio clip. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole thing or not because it's all really weird. But this is when the naval stuff came out for the Garrison. Okay, just a little setup for you. So here we go. New from Warcraft.
Feeling like there's nothing to do in World of Warcraft? Not anymore. With a Warcraft Garrison playset. Who needs friends when we give you followers? Plus, you'll construct amazing buildings like the Mage Tower,
Expelliarmus!
Alchemy Lab, and Farm. But wait, there's more to do in patch 6.2 with the Warcraft Garrison Naval playset. Construct your new shipyard, build destroyers, submarines, dreadnoughts, and more, and dispatch them on brand new naval missions. And even take your own private pirate ship out on the high seas, plundering the likes of Tanan with your first mate, Khadgar.
I maintain a pair of goblin jumper cables for just such an emergency.
So come aboard, mateys, and join in on an ocean of fun with a Garrison Naval playset, only from Warcraft.
So that's
Oh
dumb.
my god, that was beautiful.
I blocked that entire expansion out of my memory.
The playset, and it's like when you do it like that. Okay, how old are we? Talking about playsets.
I mean,
But at the same time, it kind of is. I mean,
sure.
it's not wrong.
I'd buy a Garrison playset, but only if the
A
Horde one came
Garrison
with extra
playset.
spikes. Unlimited spikes. Remember I don't know about you guys, but in the Horde Garrison, you could just buy spikes and just put them anywhere you wanted.
Really?
Like, I want more spikes in the ground, so you just put more spikes in.
Wow.
Do we have anything like that in the Alliance? I feel like we did not have anything like that in the Alliance.
They didn't really think about it very much. If they would have thought
Probably
more about
not.
Garrisons, they would have just scrapped the entire thing.
Is that true?
Oh,
You could
I don't
actually
know.
put spikes wherever you wanted?
That's cool.
I know.
That's cool,
It was
man.
Great.
I like it. I like it.
I'm
My
so-
place was so spiky.
I'm so angry right now. Like, I'm trying to wonder if this is joking or not. And I think she might be telling the truth.
It's like in every expansion, it's always a
And
little
no,
bit
really
different.
bad.
It's always a little bit
Would
different.
I
Like
lie?
like the Horde side versus Alliance side. I mean, like right now, I think when it comes to the new capital cities, for this expansion, I think that Alliance is winning as far as where things are placed. They're placed very conveniently.
Yeah.
Instead of having to fly down to the docks all the time and then fly back up to the Great Seal and bleh. So
Yeah.
So I think Alliance is winning this one. Obviously, Warlords, nobody won that one. Horde came second.
Stop dumping on WAD. I love WAD.
In retrospect,
How?
I loved it. The 14 months between the last raid and the next expansion was kind of tough.
I know I've said it on Merely a Setback. I'm not sure I've said it on this show, but World of Warcraft would be a better video game if WoD never existed. If we just had 4 years of Mr. Pandaria instead of 2.
Didn't we have 4 years of
We pretty much
Or
did,
maybe-
didn't we? I don't
Maybe
know.
6 years, whatever. But if they just
can't
skipped
remember.
WoD completely,
So,
I just looked up
be
the
a better
spikes.
video game.
Sorry.
oh yeah,
The spikes are called unnecessary spikes.
unnecessary.
Yeah, I put the link
Nice.
in the chat. It's
Nice.
just
Nice.
unnecessary, but also very necessary.
I like it. All right. So as I hit my mic, Thyst. What have you been up to the last couple of weeks? What's been happening? There, Captain.
Oh man, a lot of IRL stuff, but when these horrible things happen, IRL and
Oof.
horrible, I mean, stuff that keeps you away from playing games, you have to try your best to play games no matter what. And I tried my very best. Luckily, while I was, dealing with IRL stuff, there was tons of Blizzard esports to watch at least.
Oh, there were.
Like have on my phone. Oh yeah.
There totally were. I mean, you had
yeah.
the MDI, you had the AWC on the like Australia, New Zealand side of things, right?
Mhm.
You had Overwatch League,
Overwatch Contenders. It was all good. It's all good.
Contenders.
Like it's fantastic. So that's what I got to do. But I have since got my internet up and running. Everything's cool beans now.
Sweet.
Just trying to, just get back into the swing of things, doing some dungeons and stuff. My raid team, I think got what did we get? I think we got heroic blockade down while I was gone. So
cool.
That's good. Yeah, I feel so out of the loop, but the thing about Blizz games is, you play a few quick plays, you put yourself through a couple of dungeons, and you're right back where you started. So
you're back into it.
Yes, very much so.
Cool.
Very much so. Yeah.
Well, welcome back, guys, and we should probably talk about some news stuff, maybe. I mean,
probably.
Kind of makes sense. So let's go into the news. All right, first up in the news, we're going to talk BlizzCon tickets because BlizzCon tickets are BlizzCon tickets and BlizzCon tickets are BlizzCon tickets. I mean, this is a hot item in our community for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So did you get your tickets there, Thyst?
So I did. This was the first year that I actually got through and was able to buy tickets. Usually, like, I know everybody has their ticket day rituals. Mine is going into voice chats with my raid team because we all house together during BlizzCon and we all try to buy tickets, as many as possible. And then, when it's all over, we figure out where we stand and like gets what. And,
that's basically what everybody does. Anybody in CTR, I mean, they all get together and either in little groups or in the CTR Discord or whatever, hang out, buy as many tickets as possible, and then you figure out where it goes.
We figured that out pretty quick because it hasn't been confirmed yet, but when I tried to log into Discord to talk to my raid team, Discord was down.
Yeah.
Like it was just
and
I think BlizzCon.
It came up just before the tickets went on sale, I think, again.
Yeah. Because people stopped using it. We moved over to BNet chat during.
Wow.
But yeah, I got in right away. Everybody else got put into the waiting room, which is a cool feature. Like it makes you feel like something's actually happening instead of just nothing. You're just kind of guessing.
That's good.
Yeah, so I got 4.
Awesome.
And nobody else did. So, not ideal, but it's the way it happens.
Shark, did you try? Because I know that you have a love-hate relationship with BlizzCon. You like going, but you don't like buying a ticket.
Paying for it. Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Sharku has a $10 an hour job and lives 3,000 miles away from Anaheim.
Right.
So,
right.
I don't think I'm going to be able to make it again this year, unfortunately, which is really, really sad because it hurt to miss last year, but I had a suspicion that it wasn't going to be there weren't going to be many WoW announcements and things. And I was like, okay, if there's a year to miss, it'll be this year. I'll be okay. It'll be fine. I'm going to be sad, but it'll be fine. And then this year rolls around and it's like the 15-year WoW anniversary, the 25-year Warcraft anniversary. There's going to be a new expansion announced. More than likely, we don't know that for sure yet, but man, I really want to go, but I'm not going to be able to.
You're supposing an awful lot there, young man.
Well, I mean, it's definitely true that the anniversaries are happening. Now, I don't know what they're going to do for the anniversaries, but I'm assuming it'll be something really cool.
As far as I know, the only thing that we know at this point is that the goodie bag has been replaced by a statue. So you can go and you can get, because of the 25 years of Warcraft, right. They're saying, okay, you can get either this orc, which is really cool, or the footman.
Or the footman, right?
And I, for this one, I'm all in on Horde. I don't know why. It's just the statue is just like so awesome for the Horde, and the footman just doesn't resonate with me. So I'm like, all right.
Oh, it's just always cool.
It's gonna be awesome.
Unfortunately, though, when I got my tickets, I didn't see the option to choose.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then they sent an email to everybody who got tickets later saying that the website kind of messed up and that you couldn't choose how many you wanted or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why. So I went and looked at my ticket and I just got 4 footmen.
Can
on
you
your
change
ticket
that now?
Yeah.
Can you change it?
It doesn't look like I can. I mean, maybe you'll be able to later, but
Well,
can't.
talk to their customer service, because I know that there were a lot of people that were just assigned where it seemed like there was some troubles. So, so yeah, talk to customer service. And the other thing that I know from all this stuff, we have another round tomorrow, Wednesday, and so when this comes out, it'll be tonight. Ooh. BlizzCon tickets go on sale again. Right. And that'll be at 7 p.m. Pacific, I think.
Yeah.
We're actually recording tomorrow our Merely Setback podcast, and we're thinking about, Shoe Boots didn't get tickets the first time, and we think we might make a little bit out of it on the show.
Sure.
Him trying to get tickets.
Might as well try.
It'll be cool.
Might as well try.
Exactly. I'm like, well, we can cancel the show. He's like, no, I think it'll be fun if I'm in. Share my disappointment with everyone.
Put some really anxious music underneath it.
But,
so hopefully they'll get some of that stuff worked out with the ticketing stuff, and hopefully you'll be able to talk to customer service and try to remedy your situation. The
whole ticket process is really different this year.
Oh yeah, way different. So because it's done by ASX or AXS.
In excess.
Access.
Is that what they're doing these days? Selling tickets?
Yes.
I mean, not tickets to their shows, obviously.
Yeah.
They're saying, try not
in excess.
Well, and when they sell tickets, they say try not to hate, but there's no rebate.
Oh boy. But yeah, they're making. So they did the waiting room. We talked about the waiting room a little bit. Which I don't know how you guys feel. I thought that was a really cool idea, a really cool addition, because it used to be whoever has the fastest internet and the quickest clicker finger and can guess whatever the internet clock is, because it's like 30 seconds faster than your real clock, you got a ticket. But if your internet was slow or you couldn't get on the internet at that exact moment, then you were out of luck, because tickets sold out in like 60 seconds.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I know that there were some people that were in the waiting room and actually got in and bought tickets. And then there was something about somebody, I don't know if I should be saying this, but somebody said that you could alter the code so you could get in. I mean, if you really know all that much about coding, I'm like, I don't get how you're hacking into the system to get tickets or whatever, but
that seems weird. But I know the way the waiting room worked is that everybody could get in the waiting room.
Sure.
Anybody could get in the waiting room.
Everybody was in the waiting room. So,
right.
That's cool. So I'm kind of glad that they are doing it kind of random like that. But then again, I know I have a media pass this year, so I didn't have to go. I didn't have to do it. So
you should do it though. Get some tickets for people.
Yeah, and then buy my plane ticket, and pay. Give me a week's pay so I don't have to miss work.
Oh boy, sounds perfect.
It's a little expensive. It's a little expensive,
right?
But anyway,
it is.
I don't think there's ever going to be a good way to sell these tickets.
No.
Ever.
No.
Like every year they try something different, and I appreciate that. And it seems like it's getting, sometimes it gets worse, but then sometimes it gets better. Like this year, the waiting room's great.
Yeah, the AXS app, there's some question in how much information it's actually grabbing from you. And so if you guys have the AXS app on your phone, just check the permissions. From what I've seen in the forums and on Reddit, some people are saying, "Oh my gosh, this is like the worst thing ever," and some people are saying, it's better than Facebook." So as far as I understand it, because I didn't download it, I haven't downloaded it yet or done anything with it, but it's asking you where you hang out at BlizzCon and like where you're walking around and stuff. Like, is that what it's doing? It can grab, yes, it can grab your location. But it's only, I don't know the specifics of it enough, but it sounds like it can grab your location, it can grab your contacts, and it can grab a bunch of other stuff. So just make sure you're reading about the permissions and understand what's going on.
It does feel a little icky, though.
Yeah.
Especially if you're someone that is concerned about your privacy. Yeah. It's, I don't know.
Yeah. And
what are you guys hiding? I got nothing to hide.
Dravit says just use a burner. Just use a burner phone.
Burner.
You'll be fine.
Right.
Friend's phone.
Right. Yeah, use a friend's phone.
That old iPhone 4 you got kicking around back there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I understand some of it. They want to be able to have a way to understand what people do at BlizzCon, and only then can they like begin to improve it for everybody. But there is a lot of scary stuff as far as apps like this. But I got to be honest, like I've downloaded apps in the past that are even worse than that, but you just don't think about it, because like you're downloading a free app. It's, it's one of those stupid games, or, just something you want to try, or it's like a photo manipulative app or something like that. But you're not intending to like spend money or go anywhere or do anything with it. It's just, on a lark, you just downloaded it and then you don't really think about it. At least, I mean, this is from my perspective, but it seems to me that like, since this app is so important and that we're going to need it to get into BlizzCon, and it has something to do with the money we spent on tickets, it's a little more sensitive and it's triggering a lot more people. So
and the AXS mobile app is more than just a way to get into the BlizzCon, into the BlizzCon convention area. It's also its own app, standalone app away from that as well. So it's not just the QR code that you're going to need to get in to get your pass. It is also kind of like a Ticketmaster type of deal as well, where you can buy tickets for other events. And so maybe has something to do with those other features that you might not be using. So let's, just do your homework. If you're concerned about it, do your homework, do all that stuff. But yeah, that's all I got.
But at least you get to go to BlizzCon.
Right. Right. And there is some new stuff at BlizzCon too, and I kind of talked about it last week on the solo show. But I think that talking about it again is probably not a bad idea, because there is going to be a pregame. They're going to pregame it this year on Thursday, all day, essentially out in the plaza right out in front of the convention center, which is really great. Looking forward to that. And there's going to be food trucks and whatnot. I don't know exactly what they're planning on having. Probably music.
Probably
have.
I love this because we do that anyway, don't we? Everybody goes to the Hilton on the Thursday night, and
this will be going and hanging outside, right? So
yeah, I feel like the GM of the Hilton probably like contacted Blizzard and was like, "Can you guys like not all crowd into the Hilton bar? Like all 10,000 of you?
No,
is there any way you can spread that out on Thursday night?"
They never say that. They just say, you know what? We need to order up about 10 more bartenders. We're good. We're fine.
You can stand in line for 3 hours and buy beer if you want in here, but can you like stand outside?
That'd be great.
Can the WoW nerds stand outside, please?
Right. Right.
Sorry, we're a bunch of indoor kids. Did you not see our pasty white skin? Let's go. Yeah.
It's awesome. But that Thursday night in the Hilton bar is always just like, there's no room.
And now it's going to start early. So I'm kind of glad that they're doing this, because now maybe we can do like a big, huge guild meetup in the area on Thursday, and just kind of go out, hang out outside, be pretty chill, and just, whatever. It'll be cool.
That sounds wonderful. That sounds absolutely. It's like 9 to 5. That's an all day thing.
Yes.
And it's going to be, Yes.
And
I love it because like nobody's got con cred yet. Nobody's, all like super tired from walking around all day yet.
And you're just going to catch con cred early. That's all it is.
And it's before Con Before the Storm. So then right after that ends, then Con Before the Storm starts kicking off. So that'll be good. That'll be good. Yeah. It'll be nice. Also in Hall E, where they normally have the store and where they normally have where you get your tickets and all that kind of stuff, they're changing that to a playful fun area, in air quotes, Playful
Is that like a
fun.
giant ball pit? Because I'm ready. I am so ready for that.
That's all. There's just gonna be foam swords.
Foam swords, ball pit. There's going to be like a foam like play palace of Orgrimmar.
Oh,
or something.
they should do the sumo suits. You know.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Please. I want to do activities. I'd do that. That's fine.
That would
I don't
be
do it normally. But
that would be a hell of an activity. That's all I'm saying. And so they're going to move. Go ahead.
Dazzledorn says he wants a lagging ball pit.
Mm.
I mean, that'd be nice.
I mean, sure.
where you jump in, but you just keep
Just like wading through it.
Yeah, you just you're trying to move, but you're just running in place.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That would be great. So expect a lot of weird pictures coming from that place, whatever they do.
Can't wait.
And then they're going to be moving their registration offsite somewhere, but close by. And then they're also having the store move to the North Hall, the new area, as I like to call it,
Right.
like the new place. I don't know exactly what they're doing.
New area.
Where Hearthstone has been the last few years, or a couple years, and Heroes was there over there. No, that's where Darkmoon Fair was, as well.
I'm going to be honest. Like last year, I didn't even know where I was half the time. It's like, oh, this is new. This is new. I mean, granted, I have terrible sense of direction, but everything was. Then you go outside and you come back in, and you go outside, and you go upstairs and go downstairs and go in the basement. It's just like
Put your
I
left
don't know.
hand in, put your left hand out. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Body check Ben Brode into some cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, totally do that.
Yeah, you
I
could
didn't
do
body
that.
check him. I just said, hey,
You
he
did.
he almost ran into him.
No,
I didn't
you
body
pushed
check him. I didn't
remember
push him at all.
everything.
I said, hey,
You
Ben, as he passed by.
Mm.
He turned around fully, but kept walking that same direction. That's his business. He didn't have
No,
to do that.
Like you threatened him, and he was like, "Oh no."
No, I said I loved him. That was all I said.
I don't know, man. I don't remember that part.
Yeah. Agree to disagree then.
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay. Anything else on BlizzCon before we move on?
I don't know. I'm excited.
It should be a good show, and I mean they haven't announced all of the virtual ticket stuff, but I'm guessing that is going to be a thing again, and
oh, sure.
hopefully they add more to it. And
There is one more thing that I'm assuming you probably talked about a little bit last week on your BlizzCon announcement show, but there's a new ticket. Level
right.
that you can buy,
and apparently it's selling out. So this is the what's it called?
the Portal Pass.
Yeah, the Portal Pass for $5.50.
Portal Pass ticket.
For $5.50, it's essentially you buy one general admission ticket, you buy a second general admission ticket, and then you give them another $100.
Yeah, basically.
And you say, "Here's my money. Give me a lounge." So you get the Portal Lounge where devs and Blizzard folk will be wandering about. You get in right away, and you don't. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be somewhat like the media pass experience.
It's almost like a media badge.
Right.
Yeah. You have your own lounge with refreshments and things like that. I don't know. The only thing that I could figure out when I was researching it that the media badge would probably have over that is with the media badge, they have a private demo room for you to be able to use just because you've got so many things going on, so many interviews to do, you're working, you don't have time to stand in line.
Right.
And they want you to demo the games because they want you to write about it, and talk about it on your shows and stuff like that. So you have that. I don't think the Portal Pass is going to have that.
Probably not.
You're going to be able to skip lines for demos or anything like that. I don't think they're going to be able to do that.
It probably won't have that good seating that the Media Pass has.
Right,
as well.
and then you also get the good seating.
And the extra seating, they probably won't have that. But you will get to get into the event early, so you will have
they will be
some opportunities.
From what I remember, they're going to have the same seats essentially that you would get if you went to the benefit dinner. So it's the benefit dinner, the Portal Pass guys. They all get kind of like the front section of seats. in the big halls and stuff like that. So,
in the main hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, they would be able to get into that area, which is great, which is awesome. So, you know, I don't know whether or not that's totally worth all of that money. But I mean, for some people, it probably is. So
yeah, like for me, if I didn't think that I was getting a media pass this year, I probably would have bought it. I like to get in early. I like to be around devs, and you know, as much as I love the BlizzCon experience, my favorite part of it is running into people who I admire. And if that's going to give me a better opportunity to do that, then that's worth it to me. So.
Right.
That's what I want to do.
Well, and another big thing that some people might like, if you spend a lot of time at the Dark Moon Fair, because there's always big long lines and all that, they're opening the Dark Moon Fair up on Thursday night only for Portal Pass holders.
But I don't know if it's going to be
all your shopping on Thursday night and then be able to enjoy the con and not have to. You'll have your fare out of the way.
Are they going to open up the shops? I don't know if they're going to open up.
Not the actual shopping, but like the Dark Moon Fair stuff, like
Yeah, you'll be able to go check it out, hang out, party with the devs or whatever. And
so that might be like a really good option for pin collectors as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, if you're a pin collector, I would say that would be something. But
maybe
honestly, I don't. Go ahead.
If you're a pin collector, you're pin trading, and then you need people for that. So I don't know if that's necessarily a thing or not, but whatever.
And for me, like, I see what Thyst is saying. Like, I think it's a good thing. I think it's awesome that they're offering this. I think that there's going to be a market for it. But it's all under perspective. Like my perspective, there's no way I would pay that much money for that. Not a chance in the world. No way. I think it's a very foolish way for me to spend my money because I don't have so much. But I also don't have the necessary, or certain things that might make that more necessary. For example, someone that has a lot of anxiety or something, you have a private lounge that you can go and chill out in,
or a bum leg or something like that,
without leaving the con. People that have kids. That want to bring their kids to BlizzCon or something like that. Yeah. First of all, why are you? No, I'm just kidding. But it can be, or people that are just need that are maybe older, or not as healthy. Need a place to sit down and don't want to have to leave the convention to find a place to sit down outside in the California heat when you can be in an air conditioned room.
Sure. Well, and like last year we got to meet Warcraft Stats, and he brought his kid along. He was probably around 10, I think, something like that.
Yeah, awesome.
And so he was really great. But if he was a little bit younger, it could have been a real issue. But he was that kid was a real trooper. He was awesome. So
yeah. And BlizzCon's a great place for kids, I think. Even still, if you can afford a ticket, but yeah, that kid better have a good job. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's so yeah, I can see the value for some people that can afford it, but for me, not. I'm not interested.
It happens. It happens.
All right. I just want access to BlizzCon. So, one way or the other.
Absolutely. And hopefully everybody who wants tickets gets tickets. And if you don't, tough. Thyst has, 3 others, maybe.
That are probably already claimed.
They're probably already
claimed. Definitely. Sorry.
All right. So Thyst is out of tickets. So sorry, we can't help you, but hopefully you get yours. We are going to move on, and let's move on to World of Warcraft.
A clever strategy.
Thank you. So now we actually have a winner of the Race to World First, and it is not Method. Gasp.
What?
It's not. Method came in second. But nope, it's Pieces. Yeah! Pieces wins. I was thinking it could be, they could pronounce it weird. It could be like, they could pronounce it Pisces, but it's not. But it's not like they could pronounce it that way.
Pieces.
Like Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, like Reese's Pieces.
Delicious.
And this is all thanks to the Unot nerfs that they put in last week. Just before I recorded the show last week. I saw that they had the Unot or the Mbop nerfs out there, and they were actually pretty substantial too. So, I mean, it was like 20% damage nerfs and stuff like that. So, I mean, it was really actually pretty healthy nerf. And for those teams that have already pulled, 800 plus times.
Well, yeah.
800.
God, I mean, that sounds like a lot, but when you actually do it, it's like, yeah.
But it's all in a week. I mean, that's crazy. When
pull a lot of things in a week.
800 times, though?
Maybe. I never counted.
The muscles in my back, yeah.
I didn't count. So that brought up something on the forums and in Reddit and all that kind of stuff, where you have these world first raiders that are like, well, is Blizzard's solution always going to be to let it go for a week and then just nerf it down into nothing, and then have these world class teams obviously be able to kind of blow through it a little bit easier after 1 week? Is that the deal? I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of the way it has to go, right? Because as far as I understood it, like part of these races and part of getting these top teams involved is, figuring out just how hard it is and if it doesn't in fact need a nerf. And I don't know. Like, it would be cool to see a top team get down a boss like fresh out the oven,
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, even though it's been nerfed, that doesn't mean that it's easy,
Sure.
Like these pro teams are wiping all day for a reason. It's still hard, it's just a little less hard. That's all.
Right. Well, and I think it was Candace Thomas, one of the developers for World of Warcraft, and she's done all the different raid bosses and stuff like that. But she said that her job is not to win with the raid bosses. The raid bosses shouldn't win; they should lose convincingly. Right. So if they're winning, she's not doing her job well enough. So
that's right.
After a week, you say, "How can I do my job better? How can I make this guy lose convincingly to the top players in the world?"
Yeah, and that's something I feel like I don't like a culture where they're making the bosses too hard, like, out of the box, and then deciding to nerf them later. I mean, obviously, I feel like the goal for the devs is going to be to find that sweet spot at release, so they won't have to make adjustments to the boss. But on the other hand, I would definitely prefer the bosses to be too hard than too easy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And this race was only 2 bosses, right? This race for in Crucible.
It was a quick race. Yeah.
Race.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a quick race. It still lasted over 2 weeks.
Well,
with only 2 bosses.
Yeah.
So
it was a week and some odd time.
Maybe not quite 2 weeks. Yeah, a little over a week. But it's still that much time just fighting 2 bosses. Like you said, 800 pulls. Maybe that was, I don't know. It's just a little weird. I hope that they can, I hope that their goal, I guess is how I'd phrase it, is to have the bosses more ready,
more dialed in
on release. Yeah. More adjusted, maybe I should say. Well, I don't know how you do that,
Yeah, they try, and then they do stuff, and then they let it go for a week, and then they make adjustments, and then they see how that goes, and then they make more adjustments, and I don't know.
I can see how people might get upset about that for whatever reason, but you kind of have to step back and look at other games and realize that Blizz is always trying to fix what they've done wrong or fix what their shortcomings. And like, we're lucky that we love playing a game that recognizes when things are too hard or too easy or too broken or whatever. And, sometimes it takes longer than other times to fix, but eventually they will at least acknowledge it.
Right.
And Shark, you're right. Like it would, can you imagine if a boss came out that was too easy and they had to make it harder?
That would be bad.
It would be so
they
bad.
don't do that.
That would be bad because, well, they couldn't do that because then someone will have already killed it, and now they're just making it harder and just messing it up for everybody else.
Like, people would not stand for that. They're like, "Oh, so you're just gonna make it harder? Now we can't do it." It's like, well, you didn't like it when it was too hard, and we made it easy. Like, what do you want?
Well, and I remember bosses like there were some wall bosses. There always are, right?
Siege Master Blackfuse is the first thing that comes to mind.
Please do not remind me of Siege Master Blackfuse.
Or heroic Siege Master Blackfuse. It was
so
before
horrible.
Mythic, but yeah.
So horrible. We had 350 pulls on that before we finally cleared it.
I think it was in the 400s, actually.
Well,
it might not have been, but
I had 350 pulls on that thing.
Oh,
anyway.
okay.
So I was thinking of back in Firelands with Alis Resort, right? They had Alis Resort, the bird boss back in Firelands. Right. And it was kind of, it wasn't a real, it wasn't a pure wall. I mean, some people were getting past, but they were noticing that a lot of teams were getting stuck there. My team was getting stuck there. And when they nerfed it 25%. So it was something crazy like that, right?
That's huge.
And
I think I actually remember that.
So then what happened is that everybody blew past Alis Resort and then ended up right at Ragnaros. Just like almost automatically. They just went, oh, now we're at Ragnaros because the next boss was just a pushover. And I think they nerfed him as well in that same area. So it was like, as soon as you do that, oh, you're done. You're at the final boss. And that always kind of felt like, at least this one is the last boss.
Right.
It's the last boss. Right. And so there's nothing beyond it. So you don't have to worry about it. But man.
Well, and I'll say, honestly, there's part of me that if I was a dev and two people are taking too long to kill it and like, oh, this boss is too hard, it needs nerfs, my honest response, like there's part of me that would just be like, get good, noob.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Why not just get good? You ever think of that?
You're the best in the world? Okay, show me. Prove it.
Yeah. Oh. But I love that.
But 25% damage nerfs is pretty intense. For something like this, and so they must have seen some numbers that really came back and hit him in the face pretty hard. So it was just like, all right, I guess.
And it's one thing if the boss is one-shotting a fully geared tank using its cooldowns, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like then, the boss damage is too high. We've got to nerf that. But yeah, I would hope that they would use nerfs less sparingly. And be like, nope, this is a challenge. It's going to be hard. It might take you a little while. Because another thing Blizzard shouldn't be forced to do is to try and make sure we get a kill within a week on the final boss or 2 weeks or whatever.
Sure.
Because, that's something that could make the world. I know that people are taking time off from work and doing this sorts of things, but it almost makes the world race a little bit more fair if it lasts a month or so.
And it
lasts a long time because then people have to go back to work. They have to start getting sleep.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And the other thing too is that the eye level drops that are coming off of this 2 boss mini raid is not an improvement over what they're getting out of the big raid, right? I mean, it's the items are different and they have different procs and stuff like that. And there are some pretty interesting items that later you might go, oh, I could really use that. But I mean, as far as from a pure eye level standpoint, it's not really a big deal other than it's just more different gear for you. So I don't know.
Love more different.
So if you like nerfs, you are in luck, and you're not a Mythic player, you're still in luck because they also did some nerfs to Cabal, the first boss, the first 2 guys, to make sure that smaller groups were being accounted for correctly. So it seemed a little tough for small groups, apparently. And so then they said, oh, we can adjust that a little bit.
Yeah. Let me just adjust that real quick.
Just adjust it a little bit.
Just turn the knob a little bit.
We'll just turn it down. We'll turn it down. If for those smaller groups, we'll turn it down. For the big groups, it'll be about the same. But for the little groups, it'll be down a little bit more. So
just a smidge.
Just a smidge. So there you go. Let's talk a little bit about 8.2 because 8.2 is on the PTR.
How spoilery are you allowed to be?
I don't want to be too spoilery. I just
okay.
I don't want to be any spoilery.
Okay.
There's other shows for that.
You'll have to listen to my show for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Although we will be doing the 8.2 war campaign, which does promise to be fairly interesting for sure, because not only do you have the Alliance side, but you have the Warcraft, the Horde side, and then you have Team Sylvanas and Team Bane, essentially going through this scenario together, but they're all kind of a little bit different, right?
Right.
I mean, that's what we're seeing. So I mean, that's kind of a cool thing. I like it.
I love this. I love choices.
And if I understand, up to current at this point in the game, Sylvanas has discovered that Bane. Right. I'm making sure I'm not skipping.
She's put him in chains. She's
discovered that Bane has helped Derek Proudmoore escape.
Yes.
Yeah.
So put him in chains and said, "Screw you, Bane. You're staying down here for a while. You've been a very bad boy."
Right. And there's I'm really excited to find out what goes on in that story. I think
locked up in that sex dungeon under Orgrimmar.
Oh my God.
And we do know that there's a new Thrall model.
There is a new Thrall model.
Yes,
that's a big deal.
There is
with new Metzen voice lines.
Yeah, and
I told you, like, rewind back to BlizzCon. I told you guys. I told you. I called it. I told you.
But wait.
I told you.
Wait.
He's literally in the opening sequences. Like
he's not coming back as War Chief yet. So he's just back for a little guest role.
Oh, I highly doubt he'll be War Chief.
No, I don't think so. He's Gaul, or what's his name?
Gorel.
Goel.
Mark my words, gentlemen. Thrall is coming back.
He's back, but
Thrall is coming back.
He would never. He as a character would never retake the mantle of Horde Chief. That's War Chief. Horde Chief. Oh my God. Sorry. We might need to edit that. He would never take back the mantle of War Chief, I feel like, just because that's a him that he's put behind. He had the opportunity to take it back after Garage and he didn't do it.
And then he lost his little hammer and he was like, it's gone away. So now he's gone away and he's become buff.
I'm interested in what he's going to be doing. Yeah, and we don't have to talk about it forever, but I'm not a fan of his new model. I'm really not.
He's lean, mean, green machine. That's what he is. That's what he is.
He's a 4x4.
Thrall is back.
He's 4 feet tall, 4 feet wide. His shoulders are bigger than.
Yeah.
And he got the Swole Inca treatment, and now he's back.
Yep.
Just like
he did the Swole Inca workout for
Holinka went away and we're like, no, come back. And then he came back as Swolinka, more powerful than ever before.
I miss Hippie Thrall.
He didn't get the Thor dad bod going, but that's sorry if you haven't seen Endgame.
My favorite Thrall is Cataclysm Thrall. I just gotta say, I love Hippie Thrall.
I love all the Thralls. What's going on?
Yeah. Wow. I am really glad he's back in the storyline, though.
Yeah,
like that's something Thyst and I can definitely agree on. I'm looking forward to what's going on there.
It is fun. So also on the PTR, we are now seeing the first players get into Nazjatar, where they're able to get into Operation Mechagon, which is the new mega dungeon with 8 bosses. So we're starting to see pictures and more stuff coming out on all of your favorite websites like Wowhead and Icy Veins. Also, we know a little bit more about the different mounts that we saw when 8.2 was kind of first talked about, because we saw some cool mounts. Number one, we saw the wheel mount. The wheel mount is tough, though. That'll be tough to get.
I bet, because it's awesome.
If you want the low dough wheel one, there's 2 models. If you want the low dough one, that is the Junk Heap Drifter, and all you have to do is the Rest in Pistons achievement, which is basically slay all of the rares.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like, I don't know, like 40 of them. So good luck. And then
I want the crab mount that goes sideways.
Yeah, I don't know how you get the crab mount, but the step up wheel mount, which is the shiny wheel mount, is the model W. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
And this is the Mecha Done achievement, and this one is crazy because you have to do all of the rares, you have to do all of the quests, you have to do all of the rep, you have to do everything. You have to really do everything. So if you want this wheel mount, I'm sorry guys, it's time to grind. I mean, really grind, because this is going to be insane.
Yeah, grind those gears.
Well, at least they made it worth it, in my mind, because that mount is sweet.
To be clear, I'm reading here. I want to make sure I'm right. That first one, the rusted junk heap drifter, I think that's a drop off of one of the rares that you would
get. Oh, is it a
with
drop?
the rest yeah, it's a drop, but I don't know what the drop rate is. It's a drop off a rust feather, is what it says here on Wowhead.
Oh, jeez.
Let me see. Does it say?
Well, and then there's another mount. I'll go on to the other mount. It's called the Rust Bolt Resistor, and this one is like a flying mount. It's kind of like I don't know. It's just like a shiny robot piece. I don't know.
Sure.
It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. But this is your gold sync mount. This one's going to cost over 500,000 gold.
Oh man, I'll never get that.
I'm never getting that one either.
I'm gonna have to
I'm okay with that.
Dance on a lot of mailboxes, and then
It's going to be a lot of mailboxes. Yep. All
female ones too.
Right. And then we also have the Glory of the Palace Raider reward, which is a Ray mount, which is stupendous, I think. Looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I like it.
It looks nice.
I was going to say like a reskin of the Nether Ray, but it's not.
It's not.
It's a different model, and it's fun. It's got a dorsal fin.
Yeah.
Whoa, is it amphibious?
Sure.
I'm guessing it may be.
Pat is amphibious.
Only when I change to travel form in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, or when you have to go lay your eggs. Because you have to lay your eggs in the water, Pat, so that your tadpoles can come out, and then they turn into frogs and they go on land.
So weird.
Yeah.
That's That's what amphibians do.
Yeah, you're so weird, though.
My brother was a really good baseball player because he could bat amphibious. He could bat left and right-handed.
Isn't that ambidextrous?
It is.
Oh, sorry.
It is. All right. So those are the mounts. Well, we'll see. So one of the things that they're saying over there at Blizzard, over at the Blizzard HQ, is first they're having a heated debate about what amphibious means. Next,
yeah, apparently
they're saying that it sounds like they're going to be doing a character wipe on the PTR in a couple of weeks. I don't know I don't know what this means. Does this mean that we're ready? I don't think it does.
Oh, I don't think we're ready. I think they're ready to start again. That's what it means. They're ready. They got whatever information they needed out of that first wave, right?
And then they'll do a dress rehearsal. This is the dress rehearsal.
Yeah, this is a dress rehearsal. Right. This is okay. We've rehearsed, right? We've got all the polishing down.
All right.
Now let's jump in and see what. So once they do the character wipe, I think we're going to see a more live-ish version on the PTR.
Right.
More things available. A little bit more open world. Like, I'm sure we can't do everything, but at the same time,
we'll see. We'll see.
And
then one last thing before we move on to other games, I wanted to tell you guys about Ask Mr. Robot.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys know who they are.
Oh yeah,
already.
Oh, I owe Ask Mr. Robot so much. Ooh, and we had two people from Ask Mr. Robot on LB 4 years ago, and they're so nice, and they gave us codes to use it.
Very nice. They're very nice folks. Believe it or not, Ask Mr. Robot does have people behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's not just a robot.
It's not just a robot, but they also have something new that's just come out, and that is class guides. And it's not built like Icy Veins or Wowhead guides either. It's kind of more, hey, here are some choices that you might want to make, but you're able to kind of choose your talents and all of those kinds of things as you wish. It's not just the cookie cutter, pick this one, or maybe pick this one if it's AoE. You know, it's like they're trying to give you more choice, and so you can see where your DPS might be at, and you can run simulations and stuff like that, and see where it would be at if you took those talents versus something else. But it's not telling you, hey, this is the way to go.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of nice. I mean, it's a different way of looking at things. So if you guys are interested in kind of checking that out and also looking at maybe your rotation a little bit differently or stuff like that. I mean, it's not meant to replace Icy Veins or Wowhead. It's meant to work kind of in conjunction with them as another information, as more information for you.
Right. Well, and what I see here that is so impressive to me, it's almost like when I first discovered Talius and Evitel, what I was looking for was, videos about, ranking the best range DPS, right, in the next expansion. Whatever it was. I think it was Legion back then, right?
Right.
And so I was wanting to see, like, where's my mage going to fall on the list or whatever. And then Taliesin does a video and he ranks them not based on how well they do damage, but based on how fun they were to play.
Right.
And it blew my mind. I was like, this guy is awesome. I want to watch all his videos and I need to, So the fact that they're doing this, not only for maybe a more casual analysis, but it's also going to help you with your personal DPS, because maybe you want to play Affliction Lock or something. I don't know what has a difficult rotation right now. It's always Monk, it seems like. But maybe you want to play that class that's doing really, really high damage, but the rotation is tough. You're not going to do that damage unless you master the rotation.
Right.
Maybe you can still play that class, make some different choices, do much better damage than you would be with a difficult rotation, with a more reasonable rotation that fits your play style, that allows for more movement or something like that. Maybe. And you can play around with it here, Maybe. So I think it's going to be good for both min-maxers and casual players.
Yeah, I think that everybody will be able to find. I think everybody will be able to find out information that will be helpful to them. So that's why I'm telling you about it.
I'll be using it.
Well, there you go. All right, that is going to do it for that. And I've only got a little bit of time for the next couple of games. So
sorry. Sharku's back. Long shows.
Right,
my bad.
Exactly. So we're going to go into Hearthstone real quick.
Well met.
And according to Reddit, we are going to have a new single-player campaign coming soon. And by soon, I mean not this week, but we're going to see an announcement this week. Yeah! So, according to the Hearthstone team, Thursday we should see a new video from mission designer Giovanni Scarpati. Nothing sounds more Italian than that name.
Nothing, literally nothing.
It actually tastes like pizza.
Yeah, so it sounds like a pasta dish.
I was going to say eggplant parm, but yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it does come with eggplant. We'll see. But there should be more information on Thursday dropping. So Dave Kozak said that on Reddit as a follow-up to the earnings call. They kind of mentioned it in there that it would be coming soon. So now we know Thursday there will be more information. We don't know what it is. We don't know when it will drop or anything like that. But I really do enjoy those missions or those single player stuff. So
way less pressure.
It's way less pressure, and it's a good way to just kind of change it up on Hearthstone. Yeah. And I don't know.
And you can quit whenever you want, and there's no penalty. So when you're on your 10-minute break at work, and then you get in a match with a control warrior that lasts 35 minutes, and you get yelled at by your boss,
right?
You can avoid that.
And then he said, "No, don't blame me. Blame Steve 104. That guy, he used control warrior."
I actually played a game as a control warrior against a control warrior, and apparently we broke the game. Apparently there's only a limited amount of turns. Like, I don't know.
How much armor did you have at the end of that? Anyway.
Oh, I mean, all of us were we were both at 70 armor. And I mean, we just kept going, and both of us just exploded. The game was stop playing.
Whoa.
Nice. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, we timed it out.
When two Weedles or two Kakunas go against each other, and they just keep using Harden, and that's all they do, and it doesn't affect either one of them. And then when one tries to use String Shot, nothing happens because they're both so very hard.
Yep.
Okay.
It's exactly like that. And also it's like a Holy Pally duel.
Oh.
They last
Exactly like
last days.
Right.
I have a friend that started a Holy Pally duel in vanilla, and it's still going on.
I can believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I can believe that. All right, we're moving on to Overwatch.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yes. So last week I said the Havana map is live. Well, I lied. Now it is. However, it was on
It's
the PTR
live for
last
real.
week. Now it's for real. I got a chance to play it a little bit today, and I want to say for everybody who plays a turret, you can go to a place that is very warm.
Florida?
So maybe Florida. Sure. That's a good start because it's an escort map. I don't know if you guys have played Havana at all. I mean, I know that you did in the mission, right?
Yeah, I did in the mission.
But now there's all sorts of little alleyways and places to hide and all this kind of stuff. So it really does allow itself for a lot of individual play, like a tracer or like all these, kind of, or a Sombra especially, to go around and all these weird places and pick people off one at a time. And if you group up at all, then the Bastions and the Torbjorns are going to kill you. So
I mean, that's true with any new map, though. People get nervous about, not knowing the map off by heart yet.
Right.
So they just turn it up and they wait. It's the cowardly way.
Well, I will tell you that it is a very interesting map in how many little hallways and stuff like that there are. I thought it was actually pretty fantastic how many little hiding spots there are.
That's wonderful. I can't wait to roll in there as Hamster and flush them all out.
Especially like those second floors and stuff where you can actually go out the windows and poke damage at whoever. Or, especially at the end of it, the very end is that you're in that compound area. Whatever.
The castle by the seaside?
The castle. And it has a couple of areas up on the second level. You have places on the first level where you can hide from, say, a Farah thing,
Pharmacy?
Yeah.
That all sounds great to me as a aspiring hamster main. Anything that I can get, vantage points on,
sure.
and I can jump off and pile drive. Oh, right. Yeah.
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 It's fun. It's fun. And also this week, or actually just starting today, they have new skins for Lucio and Mercy that are in conjunction with the All-Star game. So there is a Pacific Lucio, which is very cool. He has a very cool helmet hair thing. I don't know what it is.
I have no idea either, but it looks really cool. But it's not as cool as Mercy, in my opinion.
Mercy is looking pretty badass in this one.
Oh yeah, she's like a moon goddess. Oh baby, she's got long purple hair. She's wearing this like super sexy corset. Looks good.
It's pretty sweet.
Good.
Well, and I don't think we should discount Lucio here because he was very particular in choosing what he was going to wear on his new skin. He was Pacific.
Oh.
Here it is. I wasn't ready with the crickets yet. All right.
I know. No crickets. I thought I was getting dork of the week.
So, there's that too.
Dork of the week.
There it is. I've also only been thinking about this entire time how there needs to be on the north side of the map, off in the distance somewhere on the Havana map, a sign for the Copacabana, which is the hottest place north of Havana.
The Copacabana. Hey. So the All-Star game is going to be May 15th and 16th in LA. So if you guys are in the area and you want to go to the All-Star game, you can do that. You can also cosplay as either Mercy, Atlantic Mercy, or Pacifically Lucio.
Yeah,
right?
Be Pacific with your choices to cosplay.
I'm leaving the show.
No, we're going to talk about eSports though.
Okay, I'll stay.
All right. Where's my eSports thing? I don't remember where.
Do you want me to do it? Here's the eSports bumper for the show.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about eSports, but first, and actually, because we're going to talk about eSports, we're going to talk about the Activision Blizzard earnings call. What? Yeah, because it was all about esports, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, they went through all the boring numbers, and they went through the monthly average users, the MAUs, as they call it. They did all their little business speak stuff. But the cool thing is that they were talking about esports, especially when it comes to Overwatch League, and I think what they found there was that people really wanted city-based esports teams. And they have begun a rollout on the Activision side with Call of Duty. And they've already sold 5 franchises into a new Call of Duty league that is going to be city-specific. And it's a lot of the cities that we already know if you're a fan of the OWL, right?
Yeah, it was only a matter of time.
So now, what teams are what cities are there going to be? There's Atlanta, there's Paris. What else?
Oh geez,
I was trying to find. Oh, New York.
There's so
Toronto, Dallas. Those are the ones. Atlanta, Dallas, New York, Paris, and Toronto. So those are the first 5 teams from Call of Duty, and it's the same.
Standard.
And it's the same owners from those cities, I think. As well. So that's perfect. So now they're getting into Call of Duty. They're also going to have the Overwatch League, and they're probably going to coordinate those schedules so that their esports facilities, their new stadiums, are going to be full all the time.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I mean, it was a cool idea to think about all of the Overwatch League stadiums being built in all of these different states and all these different countries, specifically for Overwatch League. But of course, that can't be the case, like there can't be just specifically Overwatch games there all the time. So, we had to expect, some Activision games and even more Blizzard games coming to these stadiums. And I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. Like, can you imagine how easy it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 years to go and watch live esports? And even if you don't like Overwatch League, you're going to have a complete variety of things. And I'm sure that, other game companies are going to be renting out these esports stadiums for their stuff as well. So I just, I can't wait to live in that world. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm 3 hours from Atlanta, and I would go down to an Atlanta Overwatch game now.
Hey,
if I had the opportunity to do it.
There's one coming up.
I know.
And so
I have to have the money for it too, but yeah.
Right. So you'll have your chance. You'll have your chance. I think they're probably already selling tickets for it, but
yeah. Well, it says in the earnings report that the Dallas Fuel hosted the first game, the first home game, and it was sold out.
The energy was
4,200 seat.
The energy was
arena.
Incredible.
Sold out to thousands of fans, is what it says.
And then they did the Dallas versus Houston match, and that was off the chain. I mean, it was like this. It was on Sunday. It was the second to last game, and the fans were just going crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. So it was just really fun to see. And so I can't wait to see what happens in the other ones as well in Atlanta. And then what's the other one that they're going to? I can't remember. I can't remember anything anymore. I know it's Atlanta. LA is the other one.
Yeah.
That's not such a big deal, I don't think.
That's why you can't remember, because it's not special. Right. It's not special.
It's not really super special.
It's in LA.
Right, exactly.
Whatever.
So that is happening in Call of Duty, and they're kind of taking their cues from Overwatch League, which is really great. On the Overwatch League side of things, however, I think it's also important to note that Stage 2 is now at an end. So this weekend, we're going to see Stage 2 playoffs go off, and that'll be a lot of fun. Thyst, is there a particular team that you are looking for, that you're looking to and saying, these guys are the ones?
What do you think?
Probably the Titans.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Not the Fuel. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be those guys.
I got Fuel and my Glads in the top 8. I couldn't be happier. Honestly, I just couldn't be happier.
If you are a San Francisco fan, however, you have got to recognize the awesome that San Francisco has pulled off in Stage 2. They did what they were calling the Golden Stage, where they lost 0 maps. They lost zero. They lost 0 of everything. So They didn't even.
But this has happened before. Remember stage 3 last year? Boston had their golden stage.
Yeah.
But then after that, everything fell apart.
Oh yeah.
And it was
did.
awful.
I don't think we're going to see that with San Francisco. I don't think everything will fall apart, but.
Well, but we didn't think that would happen with Boston either. But I'm just wondering if this is cursed.
I heard that San Francisco, they're actually going to rename the bridge the Golden Stage Bridge if they win.
I already had that ready. As soon as you started talking, I was like looking for the crickets. I was like, all right, here we go.
When you're talking about esports,
you were ramping up to it, and I went, oh, I know where he's going. I know where
he's making a stupid joke.
So, but stage 2 playoffs are this weekend, so it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be really great. Let's talk about MDI real quick because we just had our what? Yeah, taco. We're gonna taco about. We're gonna taco about. MDI, Mythic Dungeon International, which just saw the last of the Spring Cups play out this last weekend. And what we know is that there will be a spring, what they're calling spring, but it's June though, when it's playing.
I mean,
it's spring season. I get it.
Yeah, that's like subjective.
Spring season playoffs are June 7th, that weekend.
Yes.
Right? So
yes,
that's all we know for sure.
It's going to be a cool LAN. People are going to be there, actually, like there playing on stage, which I love because that changes up the mentality of the players. It gives them a little more urgency. It's like they were saying at the end of the broadcast the other night. When they're playing at home, you can't really stop the teams from either flat out watching other teams play online while they're playing so they can see what strats they're using. They can see when they've, tripped up and when, it's like, oh, this team's doing poorly, so we can relax on our side. It's fine, But when you bring them to LAN, they're going in blind. Like they have no idea what the other team is up to. And so, that pressure on top of actually being there, on top of actually like playing on a stage and for like bigger stakes, like it just, it forces the teams to pull out all the stops. So it's, inevitably just like way more exciting. So for the West region, we've got Method EU, Method NA, Abracadabra and 40K. And for the East region, we've got Battle for Champ, Team D, Buff War, and Black Mamba.
So it should be pretty cool. And I watched some of this last weekend, and the pulls that these guys make in these dungeons are amazing. Just huge bunches of trash. Oh my god,
so much trash,
so crazy.
So insane.
That will be June 7th. If you're looking for some Warcraft this weekend, however, they've got you covered as well. Isn't that right?
The AWC is back. AWC is back.
AWC Spring Finals, Arena Spring Finals are here this weekend. So this is NA versus EU. And it's how many teams total? Is it 8 teams total?
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I am just hype AF. I love me some WoW esports, man.
Yeah. So you'll have a couple of big. I mean, it's a big esports weekend this weekend, so it'll be really fun. You'll have the AWC on one side. You'll have, and if you have 2 screens, you'll have the Overwatch League on the other, so you can watch both at the same time. Just depends on which one you want sound on. That's it. That's all it is.
Pretty much.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Yes, at the same time.
Just be really confused the entire time.
Yeah.
Anything else as far as esports or anything that you wanted to talk about this? I know, Shark. I know you're not really.
Oh, I'm just gonna make a stupid.
I know you like watching, but you're not necessarily huge into, whatever.
No.
So
I just kind of zone out and drool and like, what is this? This is a lot better. I don't know.
Oh my god, that guy's playing a character that I play sometimes. That's cool.
My eyes start to cross, and all I can see is pixels.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah,
that's happened to me a few times.
That's
but
crazy.
only because of lack of sleep.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I get
it's
that
like,
one.
I just one more dungeon. It's fine. I can do it. I'll just keep one eye open. It's fine.
Oh boy. All right. Well, in that case, we're gonna go. But before we do, I'm gonna play this music. There it is. And these guys can talk about what they've got coming up and all that kind of fun stuff. And Shark, why don't you go first since it's been a while.
the returning champion after many moons.
Yes.
Yeah, I host a podcast called Merely a Setback, and it's awesome. And we record on Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. something. I don't know. Check our Twitch. It's but you can check us out at Twitter at Setback Podcast, and we also have a new website, setbackpodcast.com.
Hey,
and if you're interested in joining my guild too, make sure you hit me up. My Twitter is at Sharku_CTR, and we'd love to have you. Listen to us. Yay! Okay, bye.
There you go. Okay, Thyst, you're up. What's going on with you?
Oh, cool. The newest episode of Lagging Balls is dropping in a few hours. We have our 4-year anniversary coming up. I think we're going to do like a 24-hour stream or something like that. You can find all that at laggingballs.com or on Twitter at laggingballs. You can find me on Twitter at laggingballs. I mean, you could. You can find me on Twitter at Thyst03, and you can find me on Snapchat at tryhard or at next level, spelled NXTLVL.
Right. And I know that you've got some exciting announcements that are upcoming yet.
Yes.
As well. So,
and I forgot to say, Pat, we had an episode with Coltrane a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
The Coltrane was on our show. It was really fun. He was awesome. His big triumphant return to podcasting for 2 hours.
I caught the stream. Wasn't it like 3 though?
That was a long ass show.
The stream might have lasted 3 hours, but yeah, it was. I think the actual show cut was only 2, but we'll make it shorter when you come on the show, Pat.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, it's fine. Whatever.
No, it's fine.
Whatever. It all works.
Yeah.
It all works out just fine.
We are hoping to work something out, having Pat on the show soon. So stay tuned.
Sure. I'm always open to stuff like that. All right, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. There we go. If you want to follow me on Twitter or any of the social medias, please do so. Pat Krane and that's Krane with a K. And you can always follow the show at Convert to Raid on the tweet bots. Or, if you don't want to do that, you could jump on converttoraid.com. That's where we have everything. That's where we have all of our audios, our videos, guild stuff, and more, including the CTR podcast network, which features shows from these two monkeys and others that appear on the show regularly. Fun stuff. That was a fun show, guys.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was. And I hope that everybody gets their BlizzCon tickets, damn it. That's all you want.
Best of luck.
That's all you want
Break a leg.
for everybody. That's all over at converttoraid.com. I want to thank Twitch Chat for joining us, as always, keeping it weird. I want to thank Thyst and Shark, of course, for being on with me. And I want to thank you guys at home, in the car, wherever you are. Thank you so much for bringing us with you, putting us in your pocket. Hanging out.
Saying that.
Hanging out. I don't know. That's what
Hanging
you do,
out
right?
In pockets?
Yeah. We hang out in their pocket, and then we jump in their ears and talk to them. Isn't that weird?
I'm taking you down to the crazy ass.
I heard it's okay to put our stuff in your ears. Really?
Yes, really. All right, that's going to do it for us. For Sharku, for Thyst, and for everybody here at Convert to Raid, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Until then, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.